On Tuesday of this week, Donald Trump had his lawyers file another brief with the United States Supreme Court, arguing that he should in fact be completely immune from all criminal prosecutions. But specifically, they were targeting, of course, the January 6th charges that Donald Trump is facing. And in their filing, Trump's lawyers, I'm assuming at Trump's advice, straight up lied to the United States Supreme Court. Let me read you this. This is from the New Republic. In a brief filed Tuesday, Trump's lawyers made their case as to why he is immune from prosecution for actions he took while still in office. Most of the arguments aren't new, but one part of the filing stands out. In a list of the charges against Trump, the filing alleges that Trump was simply communicating with, quote, the vice president's official staff, and members of Congress to urge them to exercise their official duties in the election certification process in accordance with the position based on voluminous information available to President Trump in his official capacity that the election was tainted by extensive fraud and irregularities. That statement is a lie. By the way, if a lawyer lies in a court filing, whether it's to your little local courthouse or to the United States Supreme Court, that is an actionable offense. That is an offense that can easily get a lawyer disbarred. And this statement that I just read to you is 100% knowingly, completely false. In fact, in the very indictment against Donald Trump for the January 6 charges, Jack Smith actually says these claims were false and the defendant knew they were false. In fact, the defendant was notified repeatedly that his claims were untrue, often by the people on whom he relied for candid advice on important matters and who were best positioned to know the facts, and he deliberately disregarded the truth. That's from the indictment. So this issue of, oh man, there's just so much fraud here that Trump had to root it out. Smith already addressed that in the indictment and pointed out factually, and he has the evidence to back it up, this is a lie. And his lawyers just went back to the Supreme Court this week and repeated the very lie that Jack Smith had already debunked. Now, why is the Supreme Court even considering this at this point? That's what I have to wonder. Because Trump's lawyers are lying to them in this brief. That should immediately, before you even take action against the lawyers, that should render this like dismissed. You dismissed with prejudice, by the way, so that you cannot refile. This is insanity. This is utter insanity that we have a Supreme Court that is being lied to. They know they're being lied to, and they're just letting it happen. This is bonkers. Like, what is going on? Like, what the hell is going on here? Because I don't have any answers, and this angers and confuses me because people should be outraged by this. You know, there's a great song by the band All Time Low, and a quote from it. The song is called Calm Down. And it says, it's freaking me out that you're not freaking out. And that's how I feel about a lot of these stories that I have to talk about. It's like, it's freaking me out that y'all aren't freaking out. Because his lawyers are lying to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court should be pissed off. They should be taking action. They should dismiss the case, bring complaints against the lawyers, bar complaints. But nothing, nothing matters anymore. Everything is fake. Nothing is real. And I feel like I'm going insane for understanding this and being concerned about it. And it makes no sense to me. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.